Alright, hello friends and family. So, I am making either 4 or 5 videos, so keep posted, but 4 or 5 videos about my 10-day trip to Italy. That's where I've been the past 10 days. That's why I haven't been posting anything or you haven't heard from me. I apologize to those of you who have tried to get a hold of me via Facebook, but I did not bring my laptop with me because it was actually primarily a pilgrimage, so it's basically like having a 10-day retreat that requires a lot of traveling. So anyways, first off, I think this is how it's going to work. I made a list of these things on the bus, and I can't tell you everything, but there are a few stories that I would like to share with you. I went to 4 different cities, but I primarily spent my time in Rome and Assisi. But I think I'm going to break down these videos, 1 video per city. Rome might take me a little bit longer. Rome is entitled to 2 videos, I think, but we'll just see how it goes. If I run out of time, then I will make another video for Rome if you all wish to hear about more of my adventures. But first off, I'm just going to start with Florence. Now, what the school did is they provided us buses down to Rome. But on account of the Alps and all the other mountains that just happened to be in Western Europe, or Central Europe really, I did not want to take a bus 12 hours to Rome. I mean, that just didn't seem like a good idea to me. So, my roommate Sarah, my roommate Megan, and our other friends Kelsey and Mary decided that we would just have a ladies' trip down, well, originally we thought Venice, because it's called, they have carnivals right before Fat Tuesday and right before Lent. It's not just Fat Tuesday, it's like Fat 2 weeks before Lent Tuesday type of thing. So they were having all these carnivals in Venice, and so everybody wanted to go, and everybody pretty much did go, so all these trains and stuff were booked, so we could not go to Venice. So we thought, well, what's another nice-looking city? Like, we could see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's kind of all that's in Pisa. We could go to Florence. Florence looks nice, we Googled Florence. It looked okay, so we just booked a little train ticket to Florence, also 11 hours, but I figured train tracks would be a little bit more straightforward. So first we went from Gaming to a little city called Scheibs, then finally to Vienna, and from Vienna we kind of backtracked to Salzburg, then we took a train all night to Venice. Actually, funny enough, Venice is where we had to switch trains. So we got to Venice in the morning, then we switched trains, took a train to Florence. So, on a map, this is what it kind of looks like. So, I mean, it was a lot of kind of zigzagging, a lot of, it was nuts. And so I have a little story from the train. Now, in Europe, it really doesn't matter if you have a ticket. It doesn't really matter if you have a Eurail. This has not been explained to me. So we get there, and the woman says, "Would you like to make a reservation?" And we were like, "Well, we have our tickets." And then she goes, kind of more like, "Let me explain. You need to have a reservation." So we're like, "Okay, I guess we'll make a reservation." So in addition to the $500 Eurail pass that I have already purchased, you have to pay somewhere between like 10 or 20 euro to reserve your seat on the train. It sounds kind of weird, but that's just the way it works. So we reserve these seats. The problem is, it's 12 hours. If you're going to be 12 hours on a train, you want to at least be with people you know. So these reserved seats were kind of spread out. This is what it kind of looks like. It kind of looks like Harry Potter. It kind of looks like the Hogwarts Express. You have these little boxes, these little separate places that you sit with your friends or whatever. However, there are still seat numbers within these little cars. So we were all kind of spread out, like 2 of us in one and 3 of us in the other, and we were crammed in there with strange foreign men who had never heard of deodorant, and it was odd. So, you know, maybe 30 minutes into the train ride, Kelsey and Mary go, we found this car, it's empty, you should come, whatever. So we get in that car, and I guess the guy who had checked the tickets, you know, he asked if we had a reservation, and Kelsey and Mary had told them yes, and he goes, okay, well, obviously where you're sitting is not in the reserved seats, because you're supposed to all be separated, but it really doesn't matter. You can stay here, because this car isn't being used. Nobody has reserved this car or whatever. So we're like, oh, perfect. So anyways, we all fall asleep, because it's late. So we fall asleep. 4 a.m. rolls around, and I hear just this, like, pounding, and then this, you know, the door slides open, of the light switches up top. We hear somebody smack the light on, and we are all delirious. We are all, like, looking around, so we're all spread out in the car, like, laying across these seats, and this woman, she sounds very upset, and she's saying something in German, and we are all just awakening from our slumber, and we have no idea what's going on, and she kind of, like, walks away, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and I thought it was the person to come check our tickets again, because they make a lot of stops. I mean, we're going all the way down to Italy. So I get my Euro pass out thinking, oh, they're checking tickets again. It's a different, you know, they must have switched conductors or something. And so I'm like, so she comes back looking very huffy that, you know, we're still getting up, and so she's yelling at me, and so I say, ticket, thinking that I'm trying to understand what she wants from us, and she finally understands that, you know, we're not German and we're English speaking, and so she goes, you need to leave, you need to get out of this car, you need to move, and I holding my Euro pass go, the man who checked our tickets said it was okay that we're here. He said it was fine. He said it was okay. Now, I cannot tell you what was going through my mind at this moment. I don't know why that was my response. I don't know why I talked to her like she was mentally challenged. I don't know why any of those things happened, but they happened. And she just looked at me and she just said, yeah, you need to get out. So it's 4 a.m., we're wandering the trains, all the cars are full now, and our reserved seats are being taken up by people who are sleeping. They're laying across our seats, we can't get to them, and, you know, eventually this woman she was pretty ruthless. She woke up people and made them move so that we could sit down, which was, I guess it was nice. Don't really know how I feel about that whole situation, but, that was really the only thing that went wrong, though. I mean, it didn't even necessarily go wrong, because technically those weren't our reservations. But, you know, it's just kind of funny. And we ran into pretty much all the Franciscan students were on that same train. A lot of people decided to not take the buses with the university and to go somewhere separate. So once we arrived in Venice early that morning, we got on our train to Florence, and it was perfect. We had this cute little hostel, this old Italian man, and I'm assuming it was his wife. They were probably both in their either late 50s or 60s, and they were so sweet. They spoke enough English, and they gave us this little room. We had it all to ourselves. It was more along the lines of like a bed and breakfast type of thing, as opposed to like a hostel. And it was really nice. You know, we just had a really fun girls' trip. As you can see from the pictures, there's a lot of things. There's like the statue of David. There is this really awesome looking cathedral and bell tower, which you probably have seen pictures on my Facebook. There was Dante's house for all you literature fans, Dante's Inferno, anybody? That was there. So it was just Italy made a really good first impression on us with Florence. It was a really fun girls' trip. We were just able to do what we wanted. We weren't pressed for time. We didn't have to meet the university anywhere for tours. We got to just kind of do what we wanted to do, and it was nice. There were a couple other Franciscan students that also went to Florence, but you know, it wasn't it wasn't too bad. So there was this cartoonist, you know, at the markets they have people who do caricatures or whatever, and he called me Miss America. He offered to buy me a drink. It was pretty cold there. I humbly declined on account of he was around 45. But yeah, anyways, so it was just a good girls' day. We all got scarves from the marketplace. That was cute. We all had our own individual scarves that kind of matched our personalities, and we just had a really fun night. We just kind of hung out in the room that night. We were tired because of the train sitch, so we kind of went to bed early and woke up late, and then we just hopped on our train to Rome, and that's Florence. I mean, I really don't have a lot to say. It was beautiful. It was decent weather. It was a little windy, which made it chilly, but really, other than that, it was not that bad. I got to have my first taste of gelato, so that was cool. And the Italians are just really, really friendly, especially to Americans. I mean, they were so nice. We've gone to other places where a lot of the people have been frustrated with us, you know, that we only speak English, not another language, or, you know, are annoyed, but the Italians were just really nice, really happy to have us in their restaurants, in their hostels, just anywhere. They were really, really friendly. So it was just great. Florence was just the perfect place to go, I think, right before Rome. It was like a big city, but not overwhelming. You know, it was nice to just stroll around. So that's really all I have to say about Florence. Next, I'm going to move on to Rome, so if you have any interest in Rome, which I'm sure a lot of you do, you can feel free to tune into my next video. And yeah, stay posted for, I went to a little city called Nettuno, and I also went to Assisi, as I'm sure all my Catholic friends are familiar with St. Francis and St. Clair. So stay posted for those videos. I don't know if I'll have them all up by today, but definitely I'm thinking probably by midweek, maybe around Wednesday, I will have finished making the videos for you guys so you can hear about all the cool things I got to see and what my personal opinion on various tours and such was. And yeah, so stay posted and God bless. I hope you all are already having a very fruitful Lent. So I will see you next time. Bye.